Welcome and please be seated.
It is my distinct honor to join our host in welcoming you to the inauguration of the Trade Development Bank new premises in Nairobi on the silence of the 7th annual meeting of the Trade and Development Panel of eminent and distinguished persons and shareholders. Excellency, I wish to register our sincere appreciation to the bank for the cordial and continuous support to the development agenda of our country. Your Excellency, as you are aware, for Africa to realize transformative progress, our investment in infrastructure development projects will require financing from development banks. And this tower, financed by the TDB, is a welcome initiative towards realization of this objective. I'm glad to note that TDB has supported several infrastructure projects in the country, while also partnering with us in the economic reform program that we are currently implementing as a post-COVID interventions. And they have supported us in a number of areas, and we've worked closely together in realizing some of our development milestones. Indeed, we acknowledge the commendable achievements by the bank in the region, and to that effect, register our immense appreciation for its continuous support to projects, not only in the public sector, but significantly also in the private sector.
It is a very distinct honor for TDB Group and indeed myself to welcome you, Your Excellency, Mr. President, to the unveiling of the inaugural plaque of this TDB tower. At the outset, I would like to recognize Kenya's strategic role as a founding member from the Common Market of Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA. That was then, as you will all remember, the preferential trade area for Eastern and Southern Africa. It was back in 1985 when COMESA gave birth to what was then PTA Bank, that is today TDB. We deeply appreciate Kenya's role as one of the early champions that nurtured and insulated TDB in its beginnings and supported its growth and transformation into the award-winning autonomous regional development finance institution that it is today. Today, we have transformed into a group with several subsidiaries capable of delivering greater development impact with a much wider reach, including in special areas such as risk mitigation insurance, training, capacity building, and concessional financing with some element of grant making as well. Kenya has been a gracious host of one of the key offices of this bank since 1994. That was some 10 years after our first establishment. Our first offices in this beautiful country, Kenya, was at the NSSF headquarters in Upper Hill. Then we outgrew that small space, and in 2013, we moved to Lenana Place further down the road, from where we are now gearing to move to these beautiful premises at TDB Towers. This will be our new permanent home in Nairobi. We are very proud over the years to have accompanied the government of Kenya and its private sector in the development of various key economic sectors in the country through our project, corporate, and trade financing windows. This is in line with the country's development aspirations and plans, and certainly the Big Four agenda, Your Excellency, and also very much in line with Vision 2030. We too subscribe to the 4 legacy frames and also the big push investments that you speak about regularly. We have endeavored to contribute to the sustainable development of Kenya through our participation in agribusiness, manufacturing, banking, financial services, health, transport, ICT, real estate, and also energy and infrastructure. It's a very wide range of sectors that we have supported in this very exciting country. Without listing too many specifics, I would like to just highlight 1 or 2 transactions. We are very proud to join forces with some of our partners, notably the African Development Bank, to support the iconic Lake Turkana Wind project. And not everybody knows the story of how difficult it was to actually get that project off the ground. And as His Excellency is nodding his head, I think I should give some tribute here to one of the champions of development in Africa, Dr. Donald Kaberuka, who was the sitting president of the African Development Bank at the time. And unknown to some of the key funders who were supposed to come into that project pulled out at the last minute. And Dr. Kaberuka picked up the phone and called some of us African financial institutions and said, I know you're planning to support this project, but I need you to step up. I need you to step up and cover some of the gaps that have been created by others who didn't believe. And we did just that. TDB Tower has already made its mark on the Nairobi skyline, standing tall and prominent in its distinct African savanna color hues. TDB Group's intention is that it becomes one of the city's landmark buildings and a home, not only for TDB Group, but Your Excellency also for like-minded institutions such as the African Economic Research Consortium, which is very much supporting capacity building in terms of policy and economic interventions. We at TDB Group look forward to continue working hand in glove with Kenya and our other member states from the region from this office to contribute to some of the pressing development challenges ahead. Your Excellency, you've been very active championing the African Continental Free Trade Area. We know in this new context of disruptions with global supply chains, we need to build more of our own industrial capacity in our own regions, in our own countries, and we as TDB are ready to do our part to help build shorter supply chains so that the region can look after its own interests and not always be subject to global shocks, which are becoming much more prevalent these days. On that note, Your Excellency, would like to thank you once again for gracing us with your presence today and for unveiling our inaugural TDB Tower plaque. I thank you all very much for your attention. Thank you.
Let me say how pleased I am to join you this morning on this very auspicious occasion of the inauguration of these new permanent premises of the Eastern and Southern African Trade and Development Bank. Indeed, the completion of this wonderful 20-floor tower building here in Nairobi, which will serve as the bank's Eastern African regional headquarters, as well as a regional operations hub, is indeed a major milestone, not just for the bank, but for African integration and also for Kenya. I want to especially thank the leadership of the bank, through you, my dear friend, for expanding its operational base here in Nairobi, and this we take to be a signal of your confidence in Kenya and an affirmation of Kenya's capacity and credentials to host an expanding family of regional as well as international institutions. Indeed, the sustained expansion of Kenya's economy, boosted by strong investor confidence, a resilient banking system and financial services sector, validates our claim as a destination of choice for investment here on the African continent. This building symbolizes the exponential growth that this bank has had since its inception some 40 years ago in 1985. Indeed, we as Kenya, as one of the leading shareholders and also founding members, are totally proud to note that the bank now boasts an asset base of approximately $8 billion and is widely recognized globally as a financial institution of credit. Once again, we want to heartily congratulate, through you, dear friend, the bank and your staff for the recent awards during the African Development Bank's annual meetings some 2 weeks ago. And indeed, it is no small achievement to be recognized as the Sustainable Bank of the Year and the Best DFI of the Year in Africa. Hongera sana. Congratulations. all of you. This coming close on the heels of other awards by international financing rating agencies confirms that this African bank is growing not just in terms of its capital base, but also in terms of the quality of your services. On behalf of the government and the people of Kenya, allow me to thank the Trade and Development Bank for the financial as well as the policy and programmatic support which the bank has extended to public and private sector enterprises here in Kenya. We are particularly appreciative of the support the bank has provided to help businesses mitigate the disruptive effects recently of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are also pleased to note that the Trade Development Bank has a large credit portfolio, well over $3.3 billion US, which includes several projects here in Kenya, such as the Lake Turkana Wind Power, which you've just heard about, Sunspot Energy Kenya, and key infrastructure projects as well as projects in sugar, steel, cement, as well as the ICT sector. We in Kenya appreciate the bank's support to Kenya Airways for the expansion of its fleet, and its support also to the Kenya Ports Authority for the port modernization program. This support has been critical in enabling us as a country to expand logistics support to neighboring countries in particular those who do not have access to the sea. As we as a continent gear up to take full advantage of trading under the African Continental Free Trade Area, the two institutions that the bank has recently set up, namely the Capacity Building Academy and the Captive Insurance Company, will provide businesses with critically needed capacity for preferential lending, deepening of trade links in the region, and managing risks. Allow me also, in my capacity as chair of the East African Community, to make a special appeal for our newest member, the Democratic Republic of Congo. And I do urge the bank, indeed, to work alongside other East African countries to support small and medium-sized enterprises, not just in the Congo, but throughout East Africa, to be able to establish themselves across our region. The systematic expansion of SMEs across our region, and more broadly, our private sector, I do believe will capitalize economic growth, employment creation in the continent. And because of the confidence we have in the Trade and Development Bank to deliver on this aspiration, we will increase our shareholding in our bank. And in this context, I am also pleased to note that other countries, namely Rwanda, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, and Ghana, are also set to increase their investment in this bank, showing the growing confidence that we all have in your capacity. As I close, let me once again applaud the Trade and Development Bank for its outstanding performance and also its responsiveness to the real needs of its members. We have proudly watched the bank expand its services from the COMESA region to the tripartite region, and we are confident that very soon the bank will be covering the entire African continent to help jumpstart trade and investment through the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. I wish you and your staff every success in doing business not only in Kenya, but across our beloved African continent. And with these few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to declare the new Trade and Development Towers in Nairobi formally inaugurated, to wish you every success in everything that you do, to assure you once again of our total support. And we are confident that working together with you, we will see Africa grow to new heights, and we will see a deepening of our integration as a continent, and us being able to bring meaning to to our independence by being able to be self-reliant, trading with each other, developing and creating jobs as opposed to exporting them to other countries. And we trust that you will be at the vanguard of helping this great continent and her people achieve these noble objectives. With those few remarks, hongera, pongezi, asanteni sana. Thank you.
Kazi imeanza and kuna vile mimi waambia watu wakati nimeenda live, Optiven ni kusema na kutenda. Na saa nyingine watu unatenda before tuseme. Unaambia watu tutaweka gate within the shortest time possible. Unakuta even before hiyo time iishe tushaweka gate. Sio ni kutenda na ni kusema na kutenda. So tuliweka gate last time you were here, we had no gate. Hata fence haikuwa imekamilika. Sasa hata unaona pia tuko na mabarabara. And work is going on, as you can see, watu wako tu wanaendelea kufanya kazi.
Nice. Koleta time tulikuja, inaonekana watu wako wamenunua sana. Sasa hizi naona already hata mjengo ishaanza pale, mambo inaendelea na cheki mafundi pale. Hii process hebu tuambie imekuaje hadi sasa hizi?
What I can tell our viewers is the most important thing when umesikia Optiven imesema launch a project, the best thing is to come ukiwa the early bird. The first people, they get a very good rate. Like now it's going for 1.795. After all the value additions, kila kitu itashoot, itaenda kitu 2 point something. So the reason as to why unaona hapo watu wamenunua, wengine wameanza mjengo, wengine wameanza kutengeneza their foundation is because the price is low. Na tunaendelea na value additions. Zikiisha tu kabisa tumalize kila kitu, the value itaenda juu. That is a secret. When we launch a project, just take chance of that. Yes.